Hey, I'm Colin, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to install Gator Base. Now, Gator Base is a high-density, interlocking, large-format foam panel that is used to be as a substitute for a typical gravel base construction underneath your paving stone patio or walkway. So instead of 4 to 6 inches of open grade or dense graded base construction, you can now excavate enough for a little bit of bedding material and this 3/4 inches of foam panel, and then lay your paving stones directly on top. This makes for a faster installation with about 50% less excavation of most people's projects, and also has insulative properties as an added benefit. Now, when it comes to the design of a Gator Base project, it's basically the same as normal. Just create the size and shape of area you want, and then when you go out to lay out that area with some marking paint, just add the 6 to 8 inches beyond the edge for your edge restraint. Instead of using gravel base, underneath the edge restraint, of course, we'll be having just extension of that Gator Base. So for our particular project, we had a section of this patio that had some humps and bumps in it, so we went ahead and ripped it up in preparation for this. We're gonna take our marking paint, add that 6 inches around the outside perimeter where those paving stones were, and then we can start excavating for our Gator Base. Now, when it comes to talking about finished grade, even with a project with Gator Base, it's kind of hard to reference because everybody's situation is different. For our particular project, it's pretty simple. We have an existing portion of this patio that we want to match the same consistency of grade with. So we're going to take our string lines, lay them on top of the existing paving stones, extend them about 6 to 8 inches beyond the edge where we want our paving stones to end. Then we'll have a preparation to excavate underneath those string lines because they are our reference for the finished grade of our paving stones. Now, when it comes to excavating for a project with Gator Base, this is where it's the most beneficial because your excavation is typically going to be about half as much as a normal project for pedestrian traffic. But a lot of it is influenced by the thickness of your chosen material. For our project, we have a 2-inch slab, then we'll have our 3/4 inches of Gator Base material, then 1 inch of bedding underneath. So total for our project is 3 3/4 inches of excavation. We're going to be using our string lines that we put in the grade step as a guide to acquire that exact depth. There's a lot of sand underneath our project, so once we get to our desired depth, we're just going to compact it and get it wet before we build it up with fabric and bedding material. So with your area excavated, you can move on to laying down your fabric and putting down bedding. For our particular project, there was quite a bit of concrete sand underneath our desired depth, so we are going to compact that as a preventative measure. If you just dug out sod and dirt from your project, you do not need to compact the soil underneath. You can move straight forward to laying your fabric. The type of fabric we recommend is a non-woven geotextile. This isn't just your standard weed barrier fabric. This has a lot of tensile strength and it keeps dirt from migrating up into your bedding material later on and potentially causing issues. After you lay your fabric, you can bring in your quarter chip rock, which is just a crushed, clean, 1/4 inch size rock, maybe 3/8 if you have it in that area. And once you screed that out about 1 inch on top of this fabric, you can start laying your Gator Base. We finished laying down our filter fabric and screeding out our bedding layer of quarter chipstone. Now we can start laying our Gator Base panels. Now these panels are 18 by 36. And you typically want to try and create a nice half offset with them, as they have lots of locking tabs on there. And making an offset pattern does help with the anti-shifting properties of it. For our specific project, we're doing a 1/3 stagger, which is close enough to half. And we're going to be laying these panels right on top of this chipstone to prepare for our pavers. So now we've successfully finished installing our Gator Base, but now we'll just have to do the finishing components like laying our paving stones, which we're just doing some lobster slabs. We'll have to make any cuts for our particular project. We'll be adding our edge restraint, which is Pave Tools hybrid edging with some specialty anchors that go through the Gator Base as opposed to a traditional 10-inch spike or maybe a concrete edging. We're sweeping in our joint sand. For this project, we're just using standard joint sand, sweeping it, maybe compacting it with a mallet or something like that to get it to settle, then finishing up our landscaping, and we have a completed project. If you want more details or instructions on how to do those components of a paving stone project, make sure you check out our video, how to install a paver patio. So now that we have completed our finishing components of our project, we can now enjoy this outdoor space. If you have any other hardscape projects coming up this season, make sure you check out our YouTube channel because we have lots of videos on there. But our website also has a ton of blogs and content to help you with virtually any project you have coming up.